Oh God. I did not think this through.
Oh wait, should we back up a little bit then?
Oh.
Good Vibras family, what is up? We are back for another episode. I hope you guys are doing well. If you've followed the YouTube for Good Vibras, thank you so much. Definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Instagram, leave reviews, share it. It helps so much with the engagement, and I would really appreciate it. So today I have one of my good friends here on the podcast. This is Jouline.
Hi.
And if you're watching the YouTube, you could see her beautiful face here. So I have Jouline on today's episode because she is a beautiful soul and she's super sweet and she's hysterical. And I feel like her and I kind of went through some trialing things in our life, and we both were able to relate to those things. And it's helped us become the strong, independent women that we are today. So I wanted to bring her on. So Jouline and I met.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Such a nice introduction.
So it's a funny story actually, because when I moved to Florida, I had like no friends, obviously, because I came from New Jersey, so I didn't know anybody. I knew like maybe 2 people here in Florida. So I didn't know that Bumble wasn't just a dating app. It actually was an app to meet friends called Bumble BFF. So at first I thought it was so corny, and I was like, I'm not gonna do this. Like, I don't need friends. I'll just meet them out in public. And then I got on the app and I was like, all right, let me just try it because I need to meet people. Plus I was busy working. And then that's how I met Jouline on Bumble BFF.
Yes. I had just downloaded the app, and yeah, Brielle's actually like the only person I've befriended from
I love that.
Yeah, well, successfully befriended. Yeah, because like it's like a dating app, but it's like you're meeting friends, so it's a little bit different. Because yeah, but it's still awkward to like meet.
Yeah,
unless you're like in a group setting. So thankfully we met in a group setting. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I remember when I was swiping, like, and I'm swiping for girls to be friends with, and I'm like looking at their bios. I'm like, this is so weird. Like I don't know. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh, she's pretty. Oh, I want to be friends with her.
Yeah.
So I saw Jouline, and I was like, oh, she looks like just a cute Hispanic girl. I feel like we'll have a lot in common. So I like swiped for her, and then yeah,
I felt good vibes when I saw you. I was like, oh, and I saw you were a nurse, so I was like, oh wow, she's in healthcare too. So
that's right. Yeah, because you worked in a clinic for a while, right?
Yeah, I was in PT.
Yeah, so that's how we met. But Jouline honestly like inspires me a lot, especially with her social media platform, which I'll leave all the links here, her @name and everything, so you guys can follow her. You're really heavy into like creating content, and like I always tell her, like she's so consistent, and so like I'm like, girl, how do you do it? Like always like dropping something, and it's very inspiring. It's all like mindset and wellness and just like being a better version of yourself, which you guys know I'm all for that. What made you like want to start?
So I thank you.
You're welcome.
I recently started posting consistently because I've been trying to grow my platform, but it's been a little difficult. But because some days I don't feel like posting, but it's okay. So I've actually gone through a lot these past couple of years. Like, well, December 2019, I got in a bad car accident. Ended up with chronic back and neck pain. So I'm here like
a long way.
So
you would never think, right? She's so beautiful. She's out here just doing her thing. But yeah.
Yeah. So then I ended up in crutches for 6 months. I was basically in the past like 2 years, I've had 3 car accidents, have crutches for 6 months, and COVID twice.
Yeah, that's right. The COVID.
And on top of that, just shit has happened. But
it probably felt like you never had a break, right? It was just like one thing after the other.
Yeah, like one thing after the so just things happening back to back caused me to have to change my perspective on life and just the way I thought about like just negative situations, because sometimes we think of like, oh, like why is this happening to me, like life sucks, you know, and then you start to just hate your life and like just go into a really bad hole, and you have to realize that all of this is happening like for a reason. Like, you are a strong person, and it's only gonna make you stronger. And everything that happens to you, like, there is a life lesson to it. So you have to see, like, change the perspective of like, this is happening, like, life is happening to me, to like, life is happening like for me. Basically, I've changed my mindset so that I could see things in a more positive way, and going through all of this has helped me empower other people to like be able to change their perspective on things, and like inspiring people inspiring people to like do more self-care and stay motivated despite like the obstacles life puts. And so that's my main focus, is just like self-care, motivation, content, mindset, and wellness. I'm very into wellness. I was in healthcare, and I really like fitness. I like to promote wellness and just living a healthy life, because, you know, every time something happens that like you think like, oh, my life just like flashed before my eyes, like, you know, like you think you could not be here today, you know, like you're here for a reason. So
that's so true though, the way, and I like how you said it's happening for you. Like, why is this happening to me instead of it that, like, thinking of it like that, thinking of it like it's happening for me. Because I feel like a lot of people, they're like, oh, you're going through so much, like I feel so bad for you, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, don't say that, because if anything, like, this is my journey for whatever reasons. Like, that was your journey, and who knows if like if you didn't have that journey, would you be the person you are today? That's how you always have to think about it. It's so true. Like, go through the emotions. Obviously, it's frustrating. You're not going to be excited that you know, got into an accident, that you're having these issues. But it's like going through those emotions, being upset about it, and then realizing like, okay, I'm not going to stay stuck here though. Like, how am I going to elevate? How am I going to keep moving forward? Like, that's, and that's hard. Like, what made you, because I'm sure you hit that point where you were like, okay, like, I got to do something. Like, I can't stay here. Like, what was the, I guess, motivating factor for you to like keep pushing yourself, to keep moving forward despite having this happen to you?
Well, I've always been very hardworking, and I've liked to be like the best at what I do, or like try to be the best. I have just had to think back to like my past and see how I've overcome obstacles in the past, and how I've been able to like achieve my goals in the past. You know, things that I thought that were impossible to achieve. And so I was able to do that, and I'm here like thinking, no, like I am meant to do like big things. So like, you know, like you start to think like, if I was able to do this back then, why can't I do this now?
Also, side note, because obviously it's hard to record and just like be on the spot, so I appreciate her for doing this. But also, side note, we were cracking up because obviously the way this microphone looks right now, like, just taking up the whole camera. One day, Good Vibras will have a nice studio. That is the vision. And I feel, and she always inspires me to see the bigger picture and shoot for those dreams. Cause I'm like, oh, it'll never happen. But like, no, it will happen. And like you said, like, your goal is to keep pushing forward. Like, it doesn't matter like what life's gonna throw your way. Like, you can't stay stuck. Even though it's so easy, I feel like, to stay stuck and be like, oh. And then in this culture we live in, everything's like hustle, hustle, hustle. So when something big like this happens to you, like, you guys know I have lupus, like, obviously that changed my entire life. Like, you have those moments where you're like, so what now? Like, do I just like not think I can do the same things I used to? And it's like, no, you can, just differently. And I think like you and I talked about how like it made us stronger mentally, and I think it helped us both realize how important mental health is. Like, would you say that before this, was mental health really a priority for you, like before all this happened to you?
Not really. Well, it was important, but it wasn't something that I was prioritizing. Sometimes I would just feel like my brain would be stimulated, and I would just push it through like stressful moments. And like, I guess there's also that hustle culture that it's like, oh, like even if you're depressed, or if you're not feeling well, you're like, no, I just have to stay busy so that I can get my mind off of this.
Yeah.
So you just want to stay busy and like continue to like or you'll just avoid being at home, and you'll just leave your house in the morning, come back at night, and then you'll not
and
actually like try to fix the core problem.
Yeah, and that's so toxic. That's a really good point, because I know myself, like I did this too, like where I'm like, you know what, in order to avoid what I'm feeling, I'm just gonna keep myself busy, not even focus on it, just stay busy. And then you'll have moments where you're alone and you're just like, your mind's going and going, and you're like, wait, I have so many unresolved issues that need to be addressed, because it doesn't matter how busy I'm gonna be, I'm still gonna be not content on the inside and sad, depressed, anxiety, like whatever it is. Like that's so true.
Yeah.
Like you could hustle, but like you also need to prioritize your mental health, because it doesn't matter how much success you get if your mental health's not in check.
Like that's why I see so many like celebrities that are like that will like commit suicide. They are in really bad depression, or like
that's so true,
have like a drug problem, or just because like they need to cope with something. So
that's so true, because honestly like money is not everything. Of course nowadays you need money to like just live in a nice decent place. It's so expensive out here. Money. Yeah, right. But it's like also like having that balance, because you can want to be successful and get money, but like if your mental health's not in check, how are you even going to be around to enjoy that? Like, you know, like it can't be one is higher than the other. Like there has to be a balance.
And the thing is that it comes to the point that like you burn out. Yeah. So like if you don't take care of your mental health now, or your physical health now, like later on you're gonna overwork yourself to the point that you're gonna burn out, and then you're just not gonna be able to function, and then you're gonna regret not prioritizing it earlier. So yeah,
that's so
like
true.
I'm thankful that I have gone through this experience, because like I feel like I have lived through so much already that it has made me grown as a person, and it helps me manage like any problems in the future. And I feel like there's people that are like older, like 40s, 50s, 60s, like that still don't know how to deal with conflict or just obstacles, because they've gone through obstacles, but it hasn't been like life-threatening. Or like moments where you're literally unable to move for months, and you're just like staring at the world as it revolves around you.
Yeah, also too, I feel like for that age group, mental health wasn't really prioritized. Like I feel like a lot of people think that, oh, mental health, you're soft, it's like a weak thing. It's not. And I feel like I know like generations before us, everything's like, just put your emotions aside, like just focus on, you know, hustling and whatever. And it's like no one really took the time to be like, hey, it's okay to have feelings. It doesn't make you weak to have feelings. Like I know growing up, like I tried my best to not even cry or show emotion, because I felt like it was a weakness. But that was like what I feel like, you know, at the time, I mean, we didn't really have social media like that, but like we were influenced like that. Like the culture at that time, it was heavy on like, you know, emotions, you know, the sign of weakness, like you can't show emotion or whatever. And then the adults, you could tell, like, and I always say this, like, if you can process your emotions, be emotional, be vulnerable, but have the balance, like, where you don't let your emotions obviously, like, take over, that's a good thing. There's power, there's strength. You're a strong individual for being emotional, knowing your emotions, and being in tune with yourself. It's going to manifest in different ways if you don't address, like, those issues, and if you don't process your emotions. Like, it'll come out in different ways, and you're going to be like, wait a second. Yeah. I thought I had my life together.
And it's okay if it, like, hits you to the point that you're not able to function. Like, it's fine. Like, everyone goes through shit.
Yeah.
So it's okay to, like, give your body and, like, your mind a break. So if it needs a break, it's gonna ask for it, and listen to your body, listen to your mind.
It's so true. Like, you see all the therapy things now, like BetterHelp and stuff like that. Like, I want to partake in therapy, but I haven't gotten there yet. I think that's so important. Like, I'm like, my friends are my therapists, my family, but like, no, I think, and obviously, like, it's expensive, so I know for some it's not easy to just like get a therapist. But it's nice to know that those outlets are out there, and there's nothing wrong with therapy. That's amazing to be able to have someone to just talk to them, because no one's perfect. Like, we're not perfect. Like, there's things that we're going to be dealing with, but like, better to address them and figure out a solution than just let that stuff brew inside you and come out in different ways. Like,
yeah, there's help out there, so it's just like actually taking advantage and using it. Because that's another thing that, like, we're taught to, like, be independent and not rely on anyone and not seek for help. Like, so many people have a hard time asking for help.
Yeah.
It's out there. We're in the US.
Yeah.
Like, it's out there. There's therapy. There's free psychologists that you could see. Just have to look up, like, in your area, any free psychologists, services, like social services. There's also help with, like, financial assistance, rent assistance, if anyone needs. Like, there's moments that, like, you're gonna need those things. Or if, oh my god, no. There's moments where you might need help.
Yeah, and it's okay.
So,
it's okay to get help.
It's okay to get help.
It's so true. And even having a community around you, like a community of friends that actually want to see you succeed, want you to be the best version of yourself is important too. Like leaning to your friends for help is okay. I feel like I have a hard time still kind of like relying on my friends. Like, it's okay, I got it. It's okay, I got it. But it's like, no, if I don't got it, like, and I have a friend who's willing to help me,
yeah,
why not? Like, you also, that's another thing too. I feel like when going through, like, you know, the struggles we went through, me with my lupus, you with your accident and how it affected your health, like, I know I also learned, like, who to prioritize in my life. Believe it or not, situations like that put your entire life into perspective, and I feel like it makes you realize where you kind of, like, wasted a lot of time, or where you were putting your priorities, like, in the wrong level in your life. Like, it's really crazy. Like, I feel like not saying that everyone needs to have a disease or go through something, like, crazy to, like, realize these things, but that's part of our journey, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people can relate to that too. Like, they go through something crazy, life-threatening, whatever the case may be, and it kind of opens their eyes to, like, wow, like, there's so many things to be grateful for. There's so many things that I was wasting my time with. There's so many things that I wasn't focused on that I should have been focused on. And it takes a moment like this to be like, oh, this is what I should prioritize. I did have things good. I was dwelling on things that I didn't need to dwell on. Like, you know, everyone's story is different.
It affects everything, like, what you prioritize, like, in your relationships, your health, everything, like, your routine, what kind of job you're working in. I don't know, I guess, like, we've both learned that, like, superficial friendships and, like, relationships aren't really as important.
Yeah.
It's nice to have. It's nice to have, like, people to talk to and, like, to go out and all of that, but, like, if they're not going to be there for you and you're going through tough moments, like, if you can't call the person and ask them, hey, like, I can't move today, I need you to come help me walk my dog. You know, if they're not going to respond, or if they're just not going to get back or be like, oh, no, like, can you ask someone else? It's like, dude, I can't move.
Yeah, like, I need help.
Sorry. Yeah. Like, if I'm asking you, it's because I don't want to ask anyone else.
Yeah.
So, like, stuff like that. I guess, like, we've both, like, learned to, like, value our life more, and just try to live in the healthiest way possible, because, like, life is short. Like, we die one day. So
yeah,
so
gotta live in the now.
Live in the healthiest way possible. Yeah. So eating healthy, resting.
Yeah, rest is important, and especially in this hustle culture.
Sleeping
like,
well. Sleeping well. Having some downtime for yourself, like meditating, praying.
Yeah.
That's also important. Like, your spiritual growth, yourself.
Yeah.
And your soul.
Journaling. Yeah. Like, just focusing on you. Like, you can still go out and have a good time, but, like, make yourself a priority. Like, I feel like it's so, I know me personally, and I'm sure you were the same way. Like, it's so easy to just want to be there for everyone and help everyone. But then you realize, like, I haven't even helped myself. I can be there for people, but I also have to set boundaries. That was a big thing I learned too with this whole thing, is like setting boundaries. I realized I really didn't have boundaries with myself. Was always available for people. I would stop what I was doing to do something else for someone. And then I realized, like, why am I not happy? Oh, wait, because I actually am not even feeding myself. I'm not feeding my soul. You kind of have to do that. Oh, that was me, no. But yeah, like, I didn't really realize, like, I thought focusing on you was, like, a selfish thing. Like, oh, I'm selfish for doing that. But then I realized, like, no, like, that's healthy. Yeah, that's what, it's so true. Like,
we're taught to fake a smile, you know? So many people that you see, like, are not as happy as they seem.
That is so true. I was definitely that person at one point where I made it seem like I was the happiest person on social media, but, like, I was not outside of social media. That's big, yeah. And that's another thing, too, like, getting caught up in social media. Like, honestly, like, I mean, I'm guilty of getting sucked into TikTok and just, like, scrolling and, like, whoa, like, so invested. And I'm like, wait, I don't even know these people. some of the content, okay, it's inspiring, but like now what am I doing for myself? Instead of sitting there scrolling for like hours, like am I actually investing in myself?
Yeah.
And like, because it's easy to get to compare, and literally comparison is the thief of joy. I can literally attest to that because I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm not doing enough because so-and-so is in Bali. How come I can't be in Bali?
Yeah.
Like, what am I missing? Like, and then you get depressed because then you feel like you're not good enough. And I know like a lot of people are going through that. Like, it is so easy to just like get absorbed into everything and feel like, wow, I'm not doing something right because I don't have what that person has.
You have to like give yourself grace and just self-compassion. It's very important. We have gone through a lot more than people our age. That's another thing that we have. So my doctor told me, like, I have the body of a 40-year-old and I'm 25.
Yeah.
So like we are going, like, there's moments that, like, you know, in our age, we're in our 20s, people want to go out.
Yeah.
They go out every weekend or like often, and when they go out, they go out all night or like they'll drink all night, and it's a crazy night and it's fun every once in a while.
Yeah.
But like, you know, like the aftermath. Yeah. So you can do it, but like we can do it, but it's just like afterwards we're gonna be dead for like a whole week.
Yes, it's
that's
hard. Yeah, but you said the body of a 40-year-old, like it's true. Like when you go to your doctor's office and you see mostly old people, and then you're there, you're like, I shouldn't.
And they look at you like, and it's like, I look fine, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Or even like people like having to prove yourself, because like you feel like you have to prove yourself because you know, you tell people, hey, like I'm in pain, and then they're like, what? Or like I'd be like, I have foot pain, or
like
I
you
have
look
back
fine
pain,
though.
and they're like, what do you mean you have back pain? You're 25.
Yes.
Or like
that part.
Or like, oh, it's fine. Or like, oh, I'll go to the theme park with you, but I won't go on any rides because I can't. Oh no, it's fine. Like you go with like people that are like in their 30s and everybody's going on the rides and stuff, so you feel like you're like the old person.
It's so true though, and that's tough to deal with mentally because you're like, why is everyone doing this and I can't? I still struggle with that every so often. Like it was the other day or a couple weeks, I don't remember, but it was recently where, you know, I'm with my boyfriend, I'm going to get my medicine, I'm about to take my medicine, and out of nowhere, like, I just slammed the pills on the counter and I started crying. I was like, I don't want to do this, I'm so tired of this, I don't want to be on meds, and I'm very grateful that I do have a supportive boyfriend because that was just like I was fine, and then I wasn't fine, like, within 2 minutes, and but that, like, shows you, like, I mean, everything can look fine on social media, but, like, no, it's frustrating. Like, just because, like, okay, we're, like, on a better path with our conditions that we have, that doesn't mean there's moments where we, like, lose it. And I lost it. Like, I, like, threw my meds. Like, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm so angry. This isn't fair. I want to be able to go to the gym again. Like, and it's frustrating. Like, so it's not like, oh, yeah, we're perfect now. Like, we're thriving. It's like, we're on a better path, but there's still, like, still moments, and that's okay. It's just you got to keep, you know, moving forward instead of staying there and like letting it consume you. Like, we're human.
It's like learning to live with the pain.
Yeah, literally. You get used to it.
Yeah. So learning to live with it, and you know,
making those adjustments.
Changing your lifestyle, your routine, so that you can still thrive as a person. And so many people like have disabilities of some kind, and they're able to like thrive. So I can't.
It's so true. Oh, there's Nino. Well, anyways, I guess to like wrap it up here, basically, I think it's just important, like you said, like, one, our illnesses like don't define us, our conditions don't define us, but at the same time, like, through this experience, we learned how to prioritize ourselves, how to prioritize our mental health, and just focus on like our mind and our wellness, and like just being a stronger individual despite like all this stuff happening, which is tough, but we're living proof that you can do it, and it's possible. And like we still have our moments, like where you're just like,
like it's okay to have like a setback, but then you can always get back to where you were, like despite the obstacles. And like even if it's not like the path you wanted to take, it's okay if you take a different path. You're gonna still be able to get there as long as like you put your mindset to it.
Yeah,
and you can do it.
Yeah, and you can inspire a bunch of other people too with your story. Like, don't look at it as like, oh, my life's over. It's like, all right, clearly God saw I was strong enough to do this, so I'm gonna do this. And like, you don't know how many people you can help along the way, which is like even like with your posts, you may think, oh, I posted it, maybe I'm not getting enough engagement, but you probably helped, like, even if it's one person, like that's the goal, like just to help people, like, because there's a lot of people out here that are silent and not talking about like these things.
You don't know what someone's going through.
Yeah.
So like, you don't judge people, like when you see them, like, 'cause you never know like what they're really going through.
Yeah. Be kind. This world's so evil. Like, we need more kindness.
Yeah.
More sweetness. But yeah, so that's basically it. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast. She will be back again because we definitely have like more to talk about. So yeah, she will be back very soon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming on. Also, sorry, we're like in such a giggly mood. So like, I feel like anytime I'm with you, we're always laughing. Also, the camera just like shut off and we turn it back on. So. But anyways, this was a great episode and she will be back again. So stay tuned for more.
We're like, yeah, shit happens to us.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Like,
I appreciate you. Jouline's information is going to be all in the description. It'll probably be up here as well. So follow her, subscribe to her stuff, look at her content, share her posts. It's really inspiring. And yeah, just keep continuing to be the best versions of yourself, guys. And don't give up because you can do it. You all have the resilience and you have the power to keep pushing through no matter what life throws your way. So, and you have us to reach out to if you ever need. So, yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for coming.
Yep. Life is happening for you, not to you.
Yeah. And not against you.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, you guys have a great week and I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye, good Vibras family.